right on time today. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Selfridge. Let me turn my music down a little bit. Good to see everybody here on Sunday, June 4th. So we're live, Dr. Selfridge YouTube channel. Welcome, everybody. I already see some familiar faces in the chat. If you are new to my channel or to the live stream, we basically just talk about band stuff and questions you might have about music or playing instruments. Myself, I'm a band teacher, so I do know pretty much all the instruments in the band, but I'm a specialist in the woodwinds, which is flute, clarinet, saxophone. But I can help you with pretty much any instrument you have a question about, or music theory questions, or we also do requests. So if you have a request of a song you'd like to hear or maybe learn a little bit more about, I can teach you how to play a song or even just play a song that you request. So let's talk about what's going on recently. I hope everyone has had a great week, or 2 weeks actually. We missed last week, or I should say we were off last week for Memorial Day weekend, which is a big holiday weekend here in the States, and had a nice little sort of mini vacation, a few days off for the final push to the end of the school year. At my school, I know, and let me know, guys, if you're watching, if you are in school, let me know what's going on lately with you at school. If you're finished for the year, or maybe you've got a few more weeks. At my school, we have 2 more weeks of school. We've got this week, and then our seniors graduate a week from tomorrow on Monday the 12th, and then we have another week to finish out the school year, and then before you know it, it's summertime, and I've got some interesting stuff happening for me over summer vacation. I'll tell you about that. Definitely want to answer. Oh wait, let me redo my chat here because it's telling me. There we go. I had the wrong chat window up on my screen. Okay, I want to start saying hello to some people on the chat. So let's go right ahead and that's what we want. All right. So we're going to go right off the top, and this looks like a new friend that we have not met here before. Demiki says, "Hi, bro." Hello, Demiki. If that's, let me know. Guys, by the way, if I say your name incorrectly, or if there's another name you want me to call you, just please let me know. But hello to Demiki. Thank you for being here. We always like to know especially if when you do ask a question, it's helpful to let me know maybe what instrument you play or what your experience level is, how long you've been playing. Let's say hello to Chris Haggerty. Hi, Chris. Good to see you here. And, of course, we have in the chat room. Well, let's take this chance to say hi to Dennis. Dennis is in the chat room, and he's also on the line. Hello, Dennis. Do we have?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Do we have connection? Okay, good.
Yeah, very good.
So was anything interesting over your Memorial Day weekend, Dennis?
No, we had a nice time. It was a nice time down the shore.
Down the shore at your place,
yeah,
right?
We were down in Sea Isle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. We rented somewhat of the summer, but we have most of June and then most of August, so it's not bad. And it was just relaxing.
That's great.
That's one of the things that you got to keep watching.
That's what it should be. Hopefully, relaxing.
Absolutely, my friend. I'm excited to hear about these plans you have for the summer.
Yes. Well, I think you know what they are. I think you know.
Yeah, I do, but I'm still love hearing about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yep.
And I don't know if you saw some of the pictures on my Instagram or Facebook, Dennis, but we got some pictures of the high school marching band. We did our parades.
I do checking.
Yeah. So it was.
I'm a big fan.
I know you are. All right, everyone. We'll check in with Dennis a little bit later. Dennis helps us out in the chat. Helps us with highlighting questions along with Teresa, and Joe is probably going to be here at some point. So let's say hello to a few more people. All right, so Chris Haggerty is in with a request, how to play Tiptoe Through the Tulips on ukulele. So I can definitely help you with the chords of that song. I don't have a ukulele, or as I'm told it's pronounced ukulele, a more correct pronunciation. I don't have one, but I can show you some resources you can find online. Actually, why don't we why don't we jump right in and do that real quick right now? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to put in the name of the thing we're looking for. That comes right up, and scroll down ukulele, and then I'm going to put how to play. So I typed in Tiptoe Through the Tulips, how to play on ukulele. So me not being a ukulele or expert, I go and try to find the experts here online. So here is, let's see, let's just look on YouTube actually, okay? Because a lot of what I'm getting is YouTube links. Okay. Tutorial. All right. So let's take a look here. Here we go. This guy's got a lot of views. So let's go ahead and bring this video up. All right. And I'm just going to switch over to my... Oh, I have to turn off my jazzy music. There we go. So here we go. This is what I'm looking at, everybody. Where is my... Nope. There we go. So this...
About 1 minute long. There's still 10 chords in it.
Okay.
These are the chords you will need for the song. If you already know them, skip ahead now.
So
to play the chord of C, put your third finger on the third fret of the first string, and C should sound like this.
So the great thing about ukulele is it's got 4 strings, and you can, the way the strings are tuned, you can get some basic chords that can get you going on a lot of songs with literally only placing down 1 or 2 fingers. So right off the bat, they've got you playing a C major chord. Okay. Oops. There we go. Finally got it. So there it is, and that's literally just putting down the one finger on that. So, but let me teach you in case you don't, you're not familiar with this. This, if anyone's trying to learn how to play guitar or ukulele, this is the symbol that you see, right? So this is a little picture of the fretboard as if you're this part of your instrument, as if you're looking down at it. And so this would be the string that's closest to the ceiling, and this is the string that would be closest to the floor if you're holding the instrument, right? So you would go down. So look, he's showing you with his third finger right here on that fret, third fret, 1, 2, 3. So that's C major. And then what he's going to do is
A7.
He's going to take you through all the chords that you need for this song. Let's listen to the A7.
Your first finger on the first fret of the third string, and A7
Let's listen to it.
Sound like this.
There it is.
To play the chord of F, put your first finger on the first fret.
All right, 2 fingers for F.
And your second finger.
So he takes you through all of the chords. This is a really great tutorial. Now this song actually has, if you look at the beginning, it's got a lot of chords in it. If I clear out our comment here for just a sec, right? Look at all those chords, right? I'm going to play through them real quick on piano. So C, A, F, G, E7, F minor, C, D minor, E minor, B7. So when you listen to them played like that all in a row, they sound kind of random, right? It doesn't even really sound like the song. But when you see them played in the right order, or when you hear them played in the right order, it sounds correct, right? And now he's going to teach you a strumming pattern. What's he doing? Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's probably what it is. Jing, jinga, jinga, jinga. Let's listen to it.
In half and change chords halfway through the strumming pattern. So, for example, the first line
Let's
is
listen
C,
to it.
A7, F, G7. You play half the pattern on the C, then half on the A7.
Oh, okay.
Then half on the F.
I see that.
Then half on the
So he's doing, it's 2 beats per chord. Let's listen to him play it.
B7, like
Here we go.
A7, F,
Yeah.
G7. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down.
So what he's playing is again like a jazzy swing rhythm, 2 beats per chord. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's get to the song. This is a fun song. Let's listen to it.
The song. Now the first, third, and fourth lines of the verse
C,
are all
A,
the
F,
same.
G.
C, A7, F, G7. The only line of the verse that's different is the second line. That goes C, E7, F,
Oh.
F minor, like this. C,
Changes.
E7.
All right. We're just going to get to the song. Here we go. Sing along. Let's try it. Sing along at home if you know it.
On the C. So let's put the whole song together, nice and slow, for you to play along with me.
And then we'll get on to some
1,
more questions,
2,
okay?
3,
I'll play a
4.
piano.
Tiptoe by the window, by the window. That is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Tiptoe from your pillow to the shadow of the willow tree, and tiptoe.
There's a lot of chords in this. It's not the easiest song. F. Oh, D minor. A7. That's a strange chord progression. It ends on an A7 and then goes to C. Anyway, there's a little bit of Tiptoe Through the Tulips. So you can definitely look up that tutorial and take your time with it. It's a lot of chords. Okay, let's say hi to Mia. Hello, Mia. And Tommy is asking, good afternoon. How did your high school marching band do this school year? We had a really great year. Here's another fun thing that happened this weekend for me. We had our annual band banquet this past Friday night, so 2 nights ago, at the end of the school year. So we had the marching band. The heavy season is from like August through November. That's when we do all our shows and we do our competitions and we do the football games. It's a very busy time of year. Our show this year was called Out of the Blue. So it was a really kind of neat thematic show that had to do with colors. It started with Rhapsody in Blue, and then our middle song was True Colors by Cyndi Lauper, and then our closer was Blue Sky. Wait, not Mr. Blue Sky. That's it. So that was fun. And then throughout the spring, we focused more on jazz band and concert band and indoor drumline and indoor color guard. And then we had our banquet. We had some awards, and we had some dinner, and we had some sort of traditional awards that I give out for our band students. And then we had some fun stuff where some younger students gave sort of, I don't want to say joke awards, but kind of fun awards to their seniors. Anyway, it was a great time. So we had a great year. Tommy, thank you for asking about that. We're saying hi to Jacqueline, who is our friend in Philadelphia, which is not far from where I am right now. Clarinet and flute. Hi, Jacqueline. All right. Crinzen. What do you think is the best bass flute for a beginner? So this is an interesting question because if you are a beginner at the flute, I don't think I would recommend necessarily starting on. Actually, I'm pretty confident saying I would not recommend if you've never played the flute before. I wouldn't recommend starting on bass flute because the bass flute. So just like the saxophone family and the brass family and the clarinet family of instruments, they range from smaller, higher pitched ones to medium to large to very large. It's like a family of instruments, right? So clarinet has E-flat soprano clarinet. It's got B-flat soprano clarinet, which is this one, right? And then it goes to alto clarinet, which doesn't get played very much anymore, and then bass clarinet, contrabass. Flute has the same thing. So you've got a piccolo, you've got a regular flute, right? I guess I don't know what they call this, just a C flute. But we also have things like alto flute and bass flute, which are bigger. A bass flute is pretty, it's like wider than this. It's like a bigger, what would you call that, diameter? And it's so big that they loop it around, and you have to play it like this. It loops around. They can get quite expensive. So, I'll tell you that I know that good flute manufacturers would be people like Pearl or Yamaha. I think Pearl still makes flutes. Yamaha, Jupiter is probably a good choice because it won't be quite as expensive as the other brands. Who else makes? Powell makes flutes, but they're pretty pricey. So just curious what has inspired you to want to play bass flute. It's a very cool instrument, but I would recommend starting on regular old flute first. Okay, Francis, this is a question I haven't gotten before, so I hope you're still here. I know I've been talking for a while. What is the order of string instruments I would recommend for a teen, I assume beginner, to play? Easiest to hardest. Interesting. Okay, so a lot of it depends on the size. Okay, so I'd say number one is if this person who's starting on a string instrument, probably the number one thing is what is most going to excite you to play, because that's going to motivate you to practice. So if you're playing something that you're excited to learn and you like the sound of it, that's going to inspire you to practice more, and that's going to make you get better at the instrument. So the factor of one instrument being harder than another, that kind of cancels that out a little bit, because all the string instruments are pretty much the same difficulty level. Although I will say right off the bat, violin, when you're in a school orchestra, violin tends to get the most complex parts, right? Although, on the other hand, violin is where most beginners start. You start on violin, right? Although we do have some people who start on viola, which is slightly larger and sort of that alto voice in the quartet. Cello is a beautiful instrument. It's bigger. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. The factor also, in addition to what you want to play, what sound you like, is your physical size. Because if you're asking what's the easiest, bass players don't get mad at me here, but the bass, the stand-up bass, right? That goes by many names. It goes by double bass, acoustic bass, stand-up bass, string bass, it's called sometimes. Those parts are going to be probably the quote easiest, because you're going to get a lot more long notes, especially at the beginner, middle school, even high school level. So I'd probably say bass is the easiest, although it's big, right? So if you're not physically big and you need a lot of finger strength, right, to really press down the strings and get a good sound. So I hope that was an answer that made sense and wasn't too wishy-washy. Okay. Jim, can I play Loco Loco Mosquito on flute? All right. This is my first instrument request. I did that ukulele thing. Let me look this up. Loco Loco. Guys, I do apologize. Sometimes it takes me a while to get through all of the chat. And so if you're waiting for your answer, thank you for your patience. Okay. Loco Loco is a summer hit song. All right, let me listen to this. Skip to 24. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Let me give a little listen. All right, this one it's a catchy little tune, and it's actually going to be pretty easy to play because it's a pretty simple tune. Ba ba ba. So I got to find the notes. I got to find what key we're in. Right, here we go. Here's learning a song with no sheet music. Here's how you do it. You have to try to ba 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 ba. Okay, so the first note's an F, and then from there I'm kind of listening for the distance between the notes. And the more you practice it, you can pick out what those are called intervals. So I heard ba. That's really high for me to sing. I'm going to sing it down an octave. Ba 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 ba. And the first note of the melody is the root of the song. Remember we talked about the do re mi scale? Do do re mi fa sol la ti do. So we're in. Let me get my piano going here. Here we go. So we're in F. We're in F major. Because that first note, mosquito. All right, let me listen to it. Mosquito, ba, ba, ba. Okay, let me put my camera on here. So I got the first phrase. So on the flute, that's going to be F, C, D. If you wanted to play it high, you could. That'd be like in the range that they're playing it. But let me listen. Here we go. So F, C, D. Ma, 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 ba, da. So that's a G. Okay, it's very simple. So it's just do, sol, la, or F, C, D. And then G, G, A, G, right? So the high part, F, C, D. And then G, G, A, G. Then it goes back to the high part, F, F, C, D. And then it leaves no melody. It's just the background playing. And then it goes again. I'll play along with it. This is a catchy little tune. Here we go. Rest. And rest again. And then it's a dance party. Okay, let's do some more requests. Tiny Tim, that's right, Jacqueline. Tiptoe Through the Tulips was Tiny Tim. All right, here's a question I can dive right into. Kona, Nana Owusu Ansa. Hello from Ghana. Okay, so my friend from Ghana, I remember you from previous live streams. How to play the blues scale on the trumpet. Happy to do that. Okay, so I got my trumpet here. Warm up a little bit on a mouthpiece. To get my trumpet lips ready to go. So here's the deal with blues scales. Okay, blues scale, quote blues scale. There's different kinds of blues scales. The most commonly known blues scale, check it out on the piano here, is when you take, if we relate it to a major scale, like say a C major scale. I'm going to push up a little bit here so you guys can see. Okay, so all right, if you take a major scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, a typical or a quote blues scale. I'll teach you what most people know as the blues scale. I call it the minor blues scale. Some people call it the minor blues scale because it starts with a minor third. So you go the root note, you go up to the third note, but you make it flatted. We call it a minor third. Okay. Then you go up a whole step to fa. Then we do chromatic. Fa, chromatic note, which we'd say fi, sol. So do, me, fa, fi, sol. And then flat 7, which is te, do, me, fa, fi, sol, te, do. Or in number language, 1, flat 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, flat 7, 1, or 8. 8 and 1 are the same thing, right? Same pitch. Same note name, but low octave, high octave. Do, do. Do, do. All right. So on trumpet, I'm going to do it in probably the most common one is to do the trumpet C blues scale. So quick transposing reminder: if we're going to play a C blues scale on the trumpet, it's going to be actually a B flat transposed blues scale on the piano. All right. So here's our piano B flat blues scale. 1, flat 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Here we go for trumpet. So we're going to do it on a C. You could do this in 12 keys. Here it is in C. Do. Try to get a nice sound here, not a buzzy sound. Then we go to flat 3, which would be E flat. Then an F. Sharp 4, F sharp. G. Flat 7, B flat, and then do. So the scale. There's the blues scale. So if you know your major scale, you can know how to create a blues scale off of any key. It's root 1, flat 3, 4, sharp 4, 5, flat 7, 1. There's your blues scale. Okay, Chris, you are welcome. It's been a busy semester for me, but I do need to get some more tutorials posted. I've been doing my live streams, but actually getting new tutorials posted has been a challenge. Let's keep rocking and rolling here. Thank you for all your comments and questions. Kona, I see your question. How to use chord progression on trumpet? I'm going to try to come back to that because I just answered your blues scale question, but that's a kind of a involved question. I'll try to keep it simple, like as an introductory level, but let me come back to that, okay? I'm going to go to Mia's question. Mia says, I got a paper with all the classes that I wanted. And one of the classes I got was you were really hoping for. I remember you telling me this. Mia, this is very exciting. I'm happy for you that you were going to try to get into band class. So congratulations. And thinking about playing clarinet. So I would suggest you, if you're able to email or talk to your teacher that you're going to have for that class and just check in and find out what the process is for choosing your instrument. All right? And that's exciting because I have lots of tutorials, hopefully, that can help you on clarinet. Let's see. There you go. Next question. Mia, do I have any useful tips preparing to play the clarinet? Okay, so what you could do is you could watch some of my beginning clarinet videos. It's better if you have the actual clarinet there to practice your embouchure. Or embouchure is the fancy word for the face you make when you play, or the way you shape your lips and your mouth muscles and your teeth and all that. So if you watch my beginner clarinet videos, here's my clarinet. You see I talk about the band face or the embouchure. There's different ways of forming the clarinet embouchure. Some people say we, two. So what the we does is it stretches out your bottom lip because your bottom lip should be smooth. And then the two brings your corners in kind of towards the middle because you have to seal off all the sides of the mouthpiece. We, two. One thing that I used to do with my beginners is, and I think I say this in my tutorial video, I literally would just say, I would in my lessons, I'd be explaining we, two, and the students would kind of be doing this and not able to really get it. And I'd say, all right, just make this sound. Ew. Ew. Right? And for some reason, that worked with some people, some of my beginners. Ew. And what that does is it stretches out all your muscles here because all of your skin should be stretched out. We don't want bunchy chin like this. We want stretched out. And ew brings your corners right here, those muscles kind of press right down against your teeth. And it's like you're gluing the inside of your cheeks and your teeth and your lips straight down against your teeth. Okay? And then when you blow your air, nothing should puff out. So a quick clarinet sound I'll show you. All right? And then we'll go to another question. Let's see here. Oh, guys, I should have told you. I apologize. Oh, my goodness gracious. It is 3. I have to stop. I'm so sorry. I have to stop early today. Actually, in a few minutes, because I have a thing for school that I need to do, okay? But let me real quick show you the clarinet sound. EU, or we two. Top teeth go on top. Bottom lip goes under the reed. Once you have your good band face going, the rest of it is easy. If you have a good band face and your sound is clear, really, you're in really good shape once you do that. I mean, getting the fingers to go in the right spots is a little bit tricky, but the embouchure is the most important thing. Let's zoom through these questions because I unfortunately I do have to go in like a couple minutes. I know this went by really fast. So unfortunately I can't do any more tutorials today. I mean, any more song playing, but I'm going to say hi to some people. Ax is Universe. Hello. It looks like maybe you might be a new friend here, so please come back. Make sure you guys subscribe. Actually, if you're commenting on this stream, that means you have subscribed. But if you could also like this video, that would be awesome. Leonardo is checking in just to say, I hope he is hoping everyone's having a good day. So hi, Leonardo. How are you? Hello, Mason. How are you? Axis, I've been playing the flute for 2 or so years. Do I recommend continuing to play the flute a little more? I would say if there's a piccolo available at your school, if your teacher wants to let you start playing with it, you should go for it. I mean, if you can get a nice clear sound on your flute, the biggest thing about going from flute to piccolo is we want to get a really focused sound. So if you're getting a sound like this on flute, you want to work on focusing your tone, make your aperture smaller, and focus your airstream. Don't let as much air out, and point it at the exact right direction. Because when you play the piccolo, you have an even smaller sort of target for your aperture. So your aperture has to be even more focused. So if there's a piccolo available and your teacher at school thinks you're ready, if you have a teacher, I don't know if you're in school, that would be the next step. I'd say it'd be fine for you to start trying it. Do I have any 9th grade clarinet marching band songs? I would recommend you go to my website, Beginner Band Tunes. And there are some marching band songs in there. So if you look here, that's where I want to be. My website, drselfridgemusic.com. There's some, let me open the clarinet one. There's some really easy ones, but then it gets into like some marching bandy type cheer songs, like We Will Rock You is a fun one. Here We Go, Seven Nation Army, our marching band does that. Another one, Bites the Dust. The rest of these, Louie Louie is a good one. Hey Song is a good one, right? Da, da, da. Now, I mean, these are probably a little bit easy for, 9th grade. You could probably get some more challenging stuff for if you're in high school, but that's something that I do have available. Jacqueline is chiming in. Bundy is a good brand of instruments. Tommy, I got a cheap harmonica in C. Yeah, that's great. Harmonica is an instrument I never really learned how to play. It's a little bit mysterious to me. I know it's like you exhale out, you blow out, and it makes one note. And when you inhale the air in, it makes the note go higher by one note. But trying to play harmonica was always very challenging for me. Okay, so guys, unfortunately, I am needing to get rolling early today, like I said. Crinzen says, been playing for 7 years. Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, the thing about bass flute is, and maybe if you have your teacher in school could tell you this, when you get band music, like when your teacher gets a, excuse me, when your teacher gets a band song and hands it out, I'm going to say 98% of all band music does not have bass flute parts. It'll have a regular flute part. Some advanced band music will have a special part for bass flute. It's pretty rare, actually. You will find it in flute quartets, right, or flute ensembles. So if you're playing flute ensemble music, you're always going to need a bass flute or an alto flute. But so bass flute is not the kind of instrument that anyone plays exclusively. So if what you would do is you'd still play the regular flute, but you would also have the skill to play a bass flute when needed. Okay, does that make sense? So you're welcome. I'm going to say hi to Stan. How do I manage my time practicing them? So what I will recommend to you in honestly all reality, because I teach all day and I do my YouTube channel, if I had the time, this is what I would do. You literally just I think consistency is better than spending. You have to kind of set your goals depending on how many instruments you play and how much time you have, right? I would want to get a good solid amount of time on every instrument. Like if you play 4 instruments and you've got an hour, 4 instruments, 20, 40, 60. Say you play 3 instruments or 4 instruments and you want to get them all every day, 20 to 25 minutes each will keep you moving along on every instrument. Maybe do Monday, you do a half hour, you do 40 minutes on 2 instruments, and then you flip-flop the next day, you do a half hour of the other 2. But I'd say consistency playing every day is more important than getting a large chunk of time. Does that make sense? So, folks, okay, so real quick, Kona's question about, and I do have to go, guys, I'm so sorry. Kona's question about how to use chords. Let me answer this real quick, okay? So Kona had a question about how do you use jazz chords, or how do you use, what was it? How to use chord progression. Okay, so if you want to make up your own improvisation with a chord progression, you have to learn the music theory of what notes are contained in the chord very quickly. So if you've got a C chord, if it says C, that means you take a C, and if it's a C major chord, you take the major third of the scale and the fifth of the scale, and that gives you, so that means any note in here is going to sound really good when you see a C major chord in the sheet music. There's a lot more to it than that. Like if you see C minor, you learn that it's the same notes except you take the middle note, the third, and you bring it down a half step. So it takes a lot of gradual learning. I'd say the best thing for you to do, if I don't know what your level of knowledge is on music theory, start with just trying to learn all of your major chords. Actually, learn all of your major scales. Once you've learned all your major scales, you take just the 1, 3, 5, and that is the chord of any major scale. And that's a start. Okay? So, Dennis, are you there? I got your volume up, but Dennis may or may not.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. I know, I surprised you. But unfortunately, Dennis, I know that went by in a flash.
It did, but you got an awful lot in.
I did. Got an awful lot in. And so, but until next week, Dennis, thank you so much for joining us again.
Anytime, Steve. We'll see you soon.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Take care.
And everybody, please say thank you to Dennis in the stream or in the comments. When I sign off for today, you're going to see this screen. So that gives you, you're going to see this screen, and that's got my email address and the ways you can follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. So yeah, go ahead and follow me. I put up pictures and things that I do in my school music program, updates, fun stuff. So guys, I apologize for the short show today, but please come back next week. We are here. I should be good. Oh, the other exciting thing, which I didn't talk about, is in a couple weeks I'm leaving for my big Europe trip. So I will tell you the story about that next week, okay? We're going on a trip with 175 high school musicians, and we're going to play concerts in 5 countries in Europe. So that's going to be a really cool trip, and I'll be posting picture updates. So guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me for this short show. I have to run and get to this important event I have for school. But please join us again next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube Live. And also make sure you, like I said, give a thumbs up to this stream. Check out my other videos on my channel. And until next time, guys, have a lot of fun. And don't forget to practice, okay? Full hour show next week, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.